I sprayed WD-40 all over those mufflers, and it's clearly burning off right now. But we got some kind of problem with the clutch here. It's all locked up. We got to take this off and see if we got a bad bearing. It needs to be serviced down here. It's all dry, but I have a feeling that we have a bad bearing because the whole clutch is chattering, going like this and everything. So let's pull off these clutch bolts, and some idiot put a bolt in here instead of a clevis that's supposed to have. So typical rigged up crap. Go figure, huh? All right, let's take it apart. All right, so I got the bolts off the clutch here, and let's see what the heck is going on here with this clutch. Let's see if we can get it off the shaft even. It seems to be stuck on there. Yeah, dude, this thing is shot. Let's see. Yeah, it needs some servicing, some grease, some cleaning. This bearing is shot over here on this side, it seems. Yeah, this bearing on this side is probably going to get replaced. So, yeah, it's pretty worn too. But we're not going to use it a lot, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. We'll clean up the shaft down here. We'll grease it up and see what happens. All right, I happen to have a brand new bearing on my shelf here, so this thing is so loose that it's almost out with no effort. I'm just going to hold it and give it a tap with this brass hammer, and I should be able to pull the bearing part right off the clutch shaft. All right, so I easily got that off, and this bearing barely even wants to spin. So what we're going to do is, the bearing just pops out the bottom. It's really simple. Just got to hammer it out the bottom. You don't even need to use a press. And then this other bearing, the new one, has this lip around it, and you just put that in. So it's really simple. So let me pop that sucker out and we'll be right back. All right, so I just put the old bearing on top of the new one, hit it around with this hammer a couple times, and it's in. That simple. So the hard part is actually getting all this back together here. A lot of times you have a really hard time compressing the washers behind it. So let me see what happens here. All right, so I put the bearing on there and it's way too loose. And what happens is that the diameter of this inner part where the bearing rides wears down. So that definitely happened here. So I'm going to take a punch and make a bunch of marks in there, and punch marks, and just mutilate it so that the bearing may have a chance to stick on there. That's about the only thing I can do short of buying a new clutch. You know, I guess you could put like a ready sleeve over it or something, but it's gonna be tough. All right, so I took my punch and I made holes all the way around this thing. Let me see if I can put it together now and see if it's any better. All right, so it worked. It's actually pretty nice now. Bearing spins good. There's no side-to-side play, so that old trick punch worked good. So the next problem is that this clutch has about 0 friction material on it, so it really needs to be relined. But again, I just want to get this thing running first, and then we'll screw around with relining after we get it running. All right, so I got the shaft all cleaned up, greased, and drop this sucker on there if we can. Come on, you can do it. Be right back. All right, that's better. So see how it will spring right out easily with that grease in there? I just took a little grease from the grease gun and gave it about 3 squirts, and our bearing is nice. So our clutch material is thin, but that's how it goes. Now we got to take this top plate here, and where the 3 rollers go, we're going to grease those up too, and then we'll put it back together and adjust it so that the thickness of your ignition key is between the 2 plates there. All right, so I greased up all 3. These are 1-piece rollers here. Some of them are 2-piece, but just be sure that they all spin freely. That's very important. And as long as they do, then you're probably in good shape. So let me pop this back on, The grease hopefully will hold them on for turning it, you know, upright like this to put it on there. This stud here came right out of the transmission when I took it out, so I'll just screw that back in. That's no big deal, but let's get it back together. All right, so I got it gapped with my ignition key front and back, and now I'll put the second nuts on both these studs and hook up our linkage on the top here, and we should be in good shape. All right, it's all back together. Let's see if we can fire it up now. I gotta put my key back in the ignition. Of course, it doesn't want to go in. Got that choke problem again. Hold on. Stand back there, right? I got multiple issues. The throttle cable's not working, and I don't know what this chattering is over here, but I don't know if you saw this whole thing going like this, but it must be that the clutch is so worn out and the splines that it's chattering. You can see it. I don't know if you can see down here, but that thing is so worn out and the splines, it's got some serious side-to-side play. Can you see that? I have a feeling that that's what my issue is that I'm getting chatter because of it's worn out so much, which is horrible. Absolutely horrible, you know? So I'm not really sure what to do here, but we got to find out why the throttle cable's not working. I have a feeling it fell off the back of the thing here. Alright, I got it in second gear, just putzing across the yard, and it's running good. The throttle cable was broken, kind of rigged it up, but that clutch is bad news, so I'm thinking maybe I should take the one off the reverse side, put it on the forward side, not sure, or find a whole nother clutch. Engine could use a little bit of tuning, but it's working. Yeah, man, that clutch is bad news. We got to figure out something to do with that clutch. I've driven a lot of tractors and I never quite had one make that kind of noise. I'm parked under the trees, see? Maple leaf face. But I'm excited that we're going to get this 8163T back in business, but I'm disappointed at the clutch. I'm disappointed that we have that bum tin for the side of the engine that the oil filter goes on. I'm disappointed that both my throttle and choke cable are both broken, and they're literally like 2 years old. I built them from a Sten's jacket and a wire, and they're both all like totally crap. So I also have one on my 812 on the choke, and that one won't work either. So I don't know what the deal is with those Sten's cables, but they really suck. So don't buy them if you have a chance. Don't buy them. All right, so I'm back to the 8162T. All night I was thinking about this clutch, and I decided to take the clutch off, and I want to see if I can start it with no clutch and see if it's making a horrible noise out of that bearing. I'm just really concerned that it's the bearing in the transmission and not the clutch. But let's just see here. Give it some choke, some throttle. This is the one with the messed up choke cable. So I think I gotta come back here and manually undo the choke, which is hard because I can't even see what the heck I'm doing here. Let's see. There we go. I don't know. Let's see what's happening here. Come on, baby. I think that choke is stuck on still. Let's see if I can get it off here. I'm trying to feel the lever with my finger. All right, I got the choke off. Let's see if it will start now. All right, well, there wasn't any noise coming out of that clutch, so that's not the problem. So let's go to plan B, which is finding another clutch.